Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for April 6th. April 6th is the 96th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 97th in leap years, with 269 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is geosynchronous. Geosynchronous is an adjective that refers to having an orbit around the Earth in which one revolution is completed in the period of time taken for the body to rotate about its axis, the effect of which is to remain over a fixed location over the Earth. This word comes to us from Greek roots that mean earth, together, time. I'd like to take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and like this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others with the link in an email or social media, and stay to the end for outtakes. You know there's going to be some outtakes. And with that, we're going to start in the year 1580, when one of the largest earthquakes recorded in the history of England, Flanders, northern France took place. This quake is known as the Dover Straits earthquake and is estimated to have been 5.3 to 5.9 in magnitude. John Jacob Astor incorporated the American Fur Company on April 6, 1808, which eventually made him America's first millionaire. When he noticed the fur trade was declining, he got out of that business and began investing in real estate in New York City. He was a pretty smart businessman, such that at the time of his death, he was the wealthiest man in America. The Mormon Church was established on April 6, 1830. John Tyler was inaugurated as America's 10th president on April 6, 1841, 2 days after the death of President William Henry Harrison. In Civil War news, the Battle of Shiloh began on April 6, 1862. Thomas Green Clemson believed that education, especially scientific education, leads to economic prosperity. Having outlived his wife and all his children, he decided to will his estate to the establishment of a land-grant institution called the Clemson Agricultural School of South Carolina. And so it is that when Thomas Green Clemson died on April 6, 1888, he did exactly that, bequeathed his estate to the state of South Carolina to establish Clemson Agricultural College. He was 80 at the time of his passing. The first modern Olympic Games were opened on April 6, 1896. Olympic Games had been a long-lost tradition of ancient Greece, but had been banned by Roman Emperor Theodosius I in the year 393. Theodosius long gone, the Olympic Games were reopened these 1,500 years later. The United States officially entered World War I on April 6, 1917. Varney Airlines, the ancestor of United Airlines, made its first commercial flight on April 6, 1926. This is the birthday of American biologist, geneticist, and zoologist, and Nobel Prize laureate James Watson, born April 6, 1928. He's known for his studies in molecular biology. In addition, he, along with Francis Crick, proposed the double helix structure of the DNA molecule. Brilliant man. Still alive in 2020, he's turning 92 today. Huey P. Long, governor of Louisiana, was impeached by the Louisiana House of Representatives on April 6, 1929. Here a while back, we talked about Gandhi marching to the sea in protest of the salt tax. And so it is that on this day, April 6, 1930, at the end of the Salt March, Gandhi raised a lump of mud and salt and declared, "With this, I am shaking the foundations of the British Empire." He sure did. This is the birthday of American singer, actor, and writer William December Williams, better known as Billy D. Williams. Born April 6, 1937, he's still alive in 2020, turns 83. This is also the birthday of American singer-songwriter Merle Haggard, born April 6, 1937. He released more than 600 songs, 40 of which were #1 hits. He died on his birthday, April 6, 2016, at the age of 79. The first Tony Awards were presented for theatrical achievement on April 6, 1947. The first communication satellite to be placed in geosynchronous orbit was launched on April 6, 1965. It was named Early Bird after the proverb, "The early bird catches the worm." It wasn't that big either, about 2 feet by 2.5 feet, weighed a little bit over 35 pounds, smaller than my dog Annie. It was only supposed to be in commission for about 1.5 years, but was active for 4 years before being deactivated. It has been reactivated a couple of times for special occasions, although it is currently inactive and still in orbit. A full-scale model or flight test model hangs in the main lobby of the Intelsat headquarters building in Washington, D.C., in case you're ever up that way and would like to check it out. 2001: A Space Odyssey was released in theaters on April 6, 1968. On April 6, 1970, Dr. Sam Shepard, inspiration for the TV show and movie The Fugitive, died of liver failure at age 46. The American League of Major League Baseball began using the designated hitter on April 6, 1973. On April 6, 1974, the Swedish pop band ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest with the song Waterloo, launching their international career. There's a link in the show notes to that very performance in case you're curious. And I think that's going to do it for us today. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And feel free to share this video. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. You know there's going to be some outtakes. We'll start from the beginning. We'll do that in a minute. And we'll probably leave that part out. So many mistakes. I don't know how all that's going to go together, or if it's even going to make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not going to go. Yeah, we're going to cut those out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. So I'll just do that whole thing over. That might not make it into the video, we'll see. Changing it up.